Hey guys, it's Heidi. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a super simple everyday makeup look I've been doing over and over again in the past 2 months. The main product I reach out to every single day lately is the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. This is such an amazing palette, I must confess. I am absolutely in love. There's just so much you can do with it. Let me just super quickly walk you through what you're getting in there, aside from a gorgeous packaging. As you always get from Benefit Cosmetics, gold and pale blue packaging, which is adorable and super sturdy. You get these 5 different blushes. These are all full-size blushes. I'm going to insert right here the price of each of these individual blushes so that you have as a reference, and also the palette price. And clearly you can see that it's a super great value. You can only get it at benefitcosmetics.com. As always, the link to all the products will be in the description box below. But as you guys can see, you get the famous Benefit Hoola right here. It's an amazing bronzer shade for contouring. Everybody loves Benefit Hoola. Then you get Hoola Light. Then you get 3 different blushes, which are different shades of pink, of course. This bright, bronzy, corally California blush. And you get this baby pink, the Dandelion. And then you get Benefit Rockateur right here, which is an amazing mauve shade, which also has a very nice glow. And to complete and prove how practical this palette is this little brush over here. Not so much for contouring, but pretty good for applying blush. So definitely a super travel-friendly option. No wonder I took it with me on my trip to Brazil. So without further ado, let's get started with the steps and the rest of the products I used to achieve this natural look. So this is a super simple look. To begin, I've already applied my skincare. That's the way I'm priming my face on a daily basis. And then I apply on top the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer with SPF 47. Typically, I will mix this with my foundation and then apply everything together. I'm going to be mixing it with 2 different shades of the Revlon Age Define foundation that I use so much. I'm mixing the shade 25 in medium beige with the shade 15 in tender beige. And the reason is that I just came back from my trip. The tan on my body is slowly fading away. So I'm not very dark, but I'm not very light either. So I like to do this on the back of my hand. I'm just adding 2 pumps of the darkest shade with 1 pump of the lighter shade. And then I'm gonna apply just 1 pump of the SPF 47. This is amazing. You guys know that I also use the Josie Maran Protect and Perfect Daily Tinted Moisturizer, but I'm going for a little bit more coverage, so I'd rather just mix this with my foundation. I found that is sometimes better. And of course, as a tool, I'm using my Dampen Beauty Blender. If you're over 30 like me, or even if you're younger but you have very dry skin, you will really enjoy this foundation. It feels really comfortable on dry skin. It has a very nice dewy finish. As you guys can see, I have a bit of a blemish right there, and we're going to conceal it using the Lancome Teint Idole, or Teint Idole, I don't know how to pronounce it, Ultra Wear High Coverage Concealer. And we're going to go just with my finger right in there. This is amazing and so sticky, like it really makes things disappear. Alright, so moving on to brows. I've been crazy about the Sourcil Styler by Lancome. Again, I think I'm completely butchering the name of this product, but it's such an amazing product by Lancome. I use this in the shade 01, which is the lightest one, of course. And what I like to do on a daily basis is I don't even like filling my brows. I just use this to brush up my brows. So it's definitely perfect for that kind of bushy, feathery brow look that I typically go for. And it's super, super quick, which is something I think we all appreciate. And it's also a very solid product. Like, I know it will perform a certain way. It's a reliable makeup product. The only bad thing is that sometimes, as you can see, I get a bit of fiber right there. Great, so eyebrows in place. Let's move on to today's star, and it's the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. So what I'm going to do next is apply a Hoola light to warm up a little bit my face, and for that I'm going to be using my 211 all over powder brush by IT Cosmetics. So what I'm doing is basically go to the temples a bit, then a bit under my cheeks, and then a bit under my jawline, just to give it kind of an initial warm-up. I feel like the good thing about using two different shades of bronzer is that you get more of dimension. In fact, I do enjoy more, I'd say, a light bronzing than a very harsh contouring. And like I said, I'm gonna do a very gentle contouring and just very gently just enhance the natural shadow. You should contour based on your own kind of muscles and your own face shape. So try to follow the natural hollow of your cheek below your cheekbone. Enhances things as opposed to making contouring look too harsh or unnatural. And of course, I'm also taking it upwards to kind of tie the whole thing together. So next I'm going to go and do my eyes, and for that I'm also going to use the Cheek Parade palette. I just love how practical and fast it is to just open one single palette and be able to do my whole face. So I'm going to go into my eyes kind of mimicking the same kind of 2D bronzed thing that I did on my face. For that I'm going to be using these blending concealer brush. This is the 203 by IT Cosmetics Live Beautifully collection. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of Hoola light and try to bring a bit of dimension to my eyes. So it's super gentle. You will notice that it just brings everything together. Now I'm going to go with a slightly smaller brush, and this is also from the Live Beautifully collection. This is the 216 all over shadow brush by IT Cosmetics. I'm going once again with Hoola. If you're going with a smaller brush that's more dense, it's gonna pick up product and the pigment is going to look different on your eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do is get these very small shadow brush. This is actually from the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, but it's a very small eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to do the lower lash line with these, and using Benefit Hoola, also from the Cheek Parade palette, of course. Just gonna go all the way to the tear duct, to the outer lash line. That never fails to open up the eye and also tie it together with the with everything you've done on your top lid. And now I'm gonna go with a little bit of Benefit Rockateur, kind of as a transition shade up here. You will see how well that goes when I apply this also as my blush. It really softens and warms up the transition. Now time to conceal. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I always purchase this in the shade Light. And this is one of those super reliable drugstore concealers that you can trust will work perfectly every single time you use them. I really like its consistency, especially for everyday wear. It's not too thick and it's not absolutely full coverage, which for me is a good thing, because unless you really have a lot of things to conceal, why go full coverage if you can handle, you know, less coverage? It will just look more natural. So if I'm having a breakout or anything like that, then full coverage concealing makes absolute sense. So to bring my Beauty Blender back to life, even though it's still damp, I have these Beauty Blender Reactivate, which honestly it's just a spray with water. I do like that it's small, and just spray it there and your Beauty Blender comes back to life like that. And now just to set the concealer into place, I've been using the Hourglass ambient powder, and this one is in diffused light, and it's a very nice, super finely milled powder. I think for people like me, again, that, you know, I'm not a teenager, other loose powders, they can get into your fine lines and accentuate them, and of course nobody wants that. So I'm gonna take this flat face brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of this on top of my concealer. Even though this is a very natural looking kind of powder, you don't want to overdo it, especially if it's an everyday look. So I really like to do a two-dimension type of blush. Rockateur first on this area, kind of to transition from the bronzer. I feel like it's a great transition from the Benefit Hoola into the California. So we're going to do that. Just apply a bit of Rockateur and then a little bit on top. This is a trick I learned recently that really, I don't know, it changes the whole thing, and it's a place where you usually wouldn't put blush, but I do tell you to try it. It's right here, kind of over your brow bone, over your brows. I just love Benefit Rockateur so much, and blush in general. I feel like there's so many people that skip blush or don't give it the importance it deserves. Makes your skin and your face look more youthful and alive. All right, so then in the apples of my cheeks, I'm going to go in with California, and I'm going to be using these 225 complexion powder brush, which is ginormous and beautiful, by It Cosmetics Live Beautifully collection. And I'm just gonna go like this and just gently tap that into the apples of my cheeks. And as you can see, it makes a huge difference to use two different blushes, a brighter one in the apples of your cheeks, and the other one kind of hugging your cheekbones. And I do realize that it's super high maintenance to use two blushes, but if you get this one, I mean, you can do it because you already have the palette, so why not? And I think there's a lot of people who actually have plenty of blushes in their collection, and it's a matter of just knowing how to apply it to get the most of what you already own. This is a trick that you don't need, you know, the palette, this palette for. Of course, you can use it with whatever two blushes you have. This is super pretty. I just love this palette. I feel like I will use it over and over and over again. This is definitely not something you will store and just, you know, never use. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of California and just go a teeny bit there to kind of tie the look together. Just a teeny bit there. And those are little details, but I promise those things really tie the look together. They just, I don't know, they just make you look better. So now we're on to highlighting, and for that I'm going to be using Benefit WhatsApp. This is a highlighter which is cream to powder. I've had it for the longest time and I've always liked it, but it's like I never used it as frequently as I'm using it now. And now I feel like I cannot live with it. And when you realize that it's such a pricey item, I started researching, and I actually found two great and affordable dupes for Benefit WhatsApp. And that's definitely a video I will be making really soon for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if that is something you're interested in. So what I like to do, feel your bone, like the first, like your cheekbone where it starts right below your eyes. Then I like to go from like here, kind of in a C, up to that level. And that's exactly where I like to highlight. And this is something you can absolutely use also on your bare face when you don't have any makeup, just to give you a nice glow that makes your skin look super glowy and hydrated. I like to put a little bit right here, a little bit there, a little bit there on your Cupid's bow. And you can do also a bit here. Like I said, I'm going for a very natural day look, but it still looks super glowy. Now I'm gonna line my lips, and I'm gonna be using the Rimmel London's Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner. And this is in 018 Addiction. And next I'm going to be applying on my lips this matte lipstick by MAC. And this is in the shade Really Me. I'm so obsessed with this lipstick shade by MAC. I feel like it really goes well together with the Benefit Rock Couture, and it's such a natural nude shade that really goes well with so many different looks. So right now I have lash extensions, but I guess if I had to choose a mascara right now that I would use for everyday wear if I did not have lash extensions on, then I would use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise one. My lashes are kind of crazy today because I lost a couple and I feel like I need to get them done. So that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this super simple everyday makeup look using the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up because that helps others discover it as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you again on my next one. Bye!